Hi guys, I hope you're having a great evening. Um, I am here with my Dreams and Miracles book by Anne Spangler. Have you guys heard of Christmas in July? Well, if you have, there's a reason why I am asking that today. Is because today's story is, these are all true stories by the way. Today's story is called A Christmas Miracle. So, they say Christmas in July, so I thought a Christmas miracle would be good for this month, I reckon. It's by Edward Cushing. And I will start off by reading you the introduction. Retired Fire Chief Edward Cushing spent nearly 40 years with the Chicago Fire Department. Just 2 nights before Christmas, one year, he had a dream about a terrible house fire. The flames, the wind, the 3 people he had pulled from the house. He could see it all. Now we will get into Edward's story. When I arrive at the scene, the old farmhouse on Chicago's south side is burning furiously. Smoke and embers dance crazily in the winter night. I give the order to unroll the hoses and then dash madly inside. I pull out 3 people and administer CPR to 2 of them before the ambulance arrives, rubber screeching on asphalt. When the blaze is finally under control, someone from the department comes up to me. "You did a great job, Captain Cushing," he says, "but 2 of those 3 people you pulled out didn't make it." "No," I cry. "They're all alive." "I'm sorry, Cushing." Suddenly I awoke in a sweat, my heart racing. My wife, Rosemary, was awake too, staring at me. "Honey, what's wrong?" she asked. "You were shouting." "Nothing," I mumbled, focusing my eyes. The clock read 4:30 a.m. "Just a bad dream." I fell back on my pillow. I had to get some rest. The following day was Christmas Eve, and I was scheduled for duty. I was assigned to a single firehouse that quartered Engine 91, a hose company. In Chicago, firemen work 3 successive 24-hour shifts, living at the firehouse during that time. I had under my command 3 firefighters and an engineer to monitor the equipment. I was a little nervous. Because of all the holiday leaves my company had some unseasoned men, I hoped nothing major developed. By the time I arrived at work that morning, I'd completely forgotten about the dream. In fact, I was happy to find out that my relief engineer had just been promoted, so he must not have been quite as unseasoned as I had feared. Still, I was apprehensive. The holidays are a busy time for firefighters. People get careless during all the excitement. God, I prayed, watch over our city on this wonderful night. The shift passed uneventfully. Then 1 minute before Christmas, an alarm came in. We manned the engine and roared out of the garage, our siren piercing the night. The blaze was only a half-mile from the firehouse on North Drake Avenue. We were a block away when I spotted smoke. Fire was raging through an old farmhouse. I called in a second alarm for more equipment and a chief. We pulled to a stop, and I ordered the engineer to hook up both lines and send water through immediately. The first priority was to get the water moving. Then I directed my 2 firefighters to grab lines from the hose beds. "Move," I shouted. I approached the house. The policeman who had called in the alarm was hammering on the locked front door. "There are people inside," he panted. Through a dingy pane of glass, I could dimly see the outline of a body lying in the hallway. "Step back," I told the cop. I battered my way in. I lifted the body into my arms. It was a woman. She'd probably been overcome by smoke while trying to escape. I wondered if there were kids. Peering through the smoky darkness, I could see that the whole downstairs was afire. I was on my way out with the woman when I spotted the second body. It looked like a child's. Outside, I ordered a firefighter to get the child. I directed another to go in with a line and start fighting the blaze. I put the woman down in a snowbank. Her eyes were fixed and dilated, and I could not get a pulse. I'd be back to work on her, but first I went to help with the child, a boy of about 7 or 8. We put him down next to the woman. He still had a heartbeat. I started CPR on the woman. It was a cold, icy night, but perspiration streaked from under my helmet. I had taken us only a minute to reach the scene. A person isn't clinically dead until at least 6 minutes have passed without oxygen, so I figured we had a fair shot at saving this woman. I tilted her head back, cleared the breathing passage, and gave her 5 quick breaths, followed by 15 chest compressions. I repeated the steps. No response. In the background, the wail of sirens rose from the night. The firefighter inside called out to the main fire was centered in the front room. I ordered him all the way in to fight it. An instant later, I saw one of the hoses a few feet away bulging from water pressure, snaking rapidly toward the house. The chief's buggy arrived. The woman still wasn't responding, and my efforts were getting frantic. I rubbed snow on her face. "Come on, lady. You can do it." "What do you have?" the chief snapped as he knelt by my side. "I've got 2 people out and 1 firefighter inside on a line by himself. I need a couple of ambulances." The chief nodded, then he peered at the woman. "You'd better give up on her," he said. "She's gone." "No," I said, pounding on her chest. "She still has a chance." Then, exhausted and frightened, I silently called out, "God, bring her back. I've done all I know how. Only you can help now." A split second later, I felt her heart pound against my hand. "Thank you, God." Sinking back on my heels, I started up at the blazing structure. 3 people. There had been 3 people in my dream. Someone else is in there. I dashed back into the house. My men would have found any additional victims on the ground floor, so I headed through the smoke toward the stairs. I climbed them slowly, sweeping my flashlight ahead of me. Near the top, I spotted him, a boy lying on his back, unconscious. He had no cardiac pulse. His eyes were dilated. I scooped up and blew into his mouth, giving him first cardiac compressions with the fingers of my left hand. I carried him down the steps and outside. As I knelt to lay the boy next to his mother, I felt his heart turn over like a tiny motor. He was alive. After the fire was out and we were putting away our equipment, the chief returned to the scene from the hospital. He took me aside. "You did a great job, Captain, but I'm afraid the woman and the little boy aren't going to make it." "Chief," I said, "no one is going to die. I didn't explain about the dream." He wouldn't have believed me. Christmas morning, I called the hospital. All 3 were stable but suffering from smoke inhalation. I was put through to the woman. I told her I'd been at the scene and asked her what she had remembered. "Well," she said, her voice raspy from the smoke, "I was asleep on the couch when one of the boys started screaming that our Christmas tree was on fire. I tried to get everybody out. The last thing I remember is everything going red. Then it turned to a beautiful white. I heard chanting like music in church. It was very, very peaceful. Suddenly I saw an older man looking into my face. That's when I woke up outside. They told me one of the older firemen rescued me." "Ma'am, that was me," I said. She began thanking me, but I cut her short. I told her about the dream. That dream was a warning, a message. not to give up on you, and to go back in and find the boy. I didn't save you. God did. That's all I wanted to say. I wasn't the hero. I'd been told what to do on Christmas Eve, when I was awakened by the most vivid dream of my life. In a sense, like all good firefighters, I was just following orders. And that was Edward's story of a Christmas miracle. And what a Christmas miracle that was indeed. And God bless Edward for giving God the credit where credit was due. Not a lot of people would have done that. So I hope you guys enjoyed Edward's story. And God willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow with another story from our Dreams and Miracles book by Ann Spangler. I hope you guys have a great night. Bye, guys. God bless.